Welcome back at 8:14. Tomorrow is the 20th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina. The city of New Orleans' catastrophic flooding was due to the failure of federal levees and flood walls. And after the levees broke, activist Sandy Rosenthal led an investigative team to find the true culprit of this disaster. Sandy Rosenthal, the founder of levees.org, joins us this morning to tell us about lessons learned and where we stand now. Sandy, good morning. Thanks for being with us. We've already had a great chat in the commercial break, so I'm so excited to have this conversation with you on air. So let's talk about those initial days, weeks after the levees broke. So the hurricane passed, everything seemed fine, but that's not the case. The levees broke and majority of the city flooded. What was it that made you start wanting to ask questions about what really is going on around here?
The first thing I noticed is we were being blamed for what happened to us. All fingers were pointed at us. It's our fault for living in a hurricane-prone area, they said. And we're stupid for rebuilding, they said. I couldn't accept it. I had to start digging and looking for answers.
And you said it took years to start getting answers to some of your questions.
To get the full answers. But immediately when I started asking, I got pushback. People were accusing me of, like, what's the matter with you? You want corruption? I said, no, I want to know the truth.
And you said because you're getting that pushback, you knew there was more to the story. So You founded levees.org. Talk about this this organization, this website. What was the purpose of it exactly?
The primary mission is we wanted for everyone to understand the real reason that New Orleans flooded. It wasn't a monster storm or because we're below sea level. It was because those levees should have held. There was engineering mistakes in those levees that were exposed by the storm surge.
And what have you found has changed in the last 20 years, if anything at all?
Well, a lot of people have found out that 2/3 of the country lives by levees. And this could happen to them, and flooding is going on everywhere in Texas and in the mountains of North Carolina. So all of a sudden, levees have a different meaning than they did. Just because you're protected by levees doesn't mean you're stupid for living there.
And so since those disasters have happened in other parts of the country, have you been hearing from people in other parts of the country who want to know more and they want to know how they can start the journey that you took this last 20 years?
Yes, and you know who I hear from the most is the folks in California.
Really?
More people are in danger of flooding from levee failure in California than Louisiana, Texas, Alabama combined.
Really?
Yes.
And what specific part of California, or just kind of all over the place?
The Sacramento area.
Really?
Which is heavily levied.
And
yes.
So what are people, again, with the anniversary of Katrina being tomorrow, I'm sure they're seeing a lot of these documentaries that are on TV, this news coverage all across the world. What are their questions to you?
They're reaching out to advice to me on how do we work with the Army Corps of Engineers. That's the #1 question, because the Army Corps of Engineers is very difficult to get an answer from. We'll talk about that later.
I was going to say, you were telling me too that you just asked a question because we're marking this major anniversary tomorrow. What was your question, to whom, and where are answers to that question?
Certainly. So 1 week ago, we found out that the Army Corps of Engineers hasn't graded the levee maintenance in 5 years. 5 years, we don't know what condition they're in. And the Army Corps of Engineers response made no sense. So we hosted a press conference, Fox 8 was there, and on the in front of the cameras, and you saw some footage earlier in the show, we asked the Army Corps, do we have 100-year protection that Congress tasked you to build about 20 years ago? Do we have that currently? It's been a week, and I have not yet to hear from the Army Corps of Engineers the answer to that question.
And Sandy, I know people at home probably have more questions for you. They want to learn more about what you've been doing over the last 20 years because you've been working pretty hard here. Where can they find out more information about your work and your mission moving forward in the next 20 years?
It's really easy. Everything's all in one place. Sandy Rosenthal, that's my name, .net, N-E-T.
All right. Well, Sandy, thank you so much for your time, for the questions you started asking, as you mentioned, when people in this region started getting blamed for this.
Start asking questions.
All right, Sandy, thanks so much for your time. We appreciate you.